Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I'm back with a layout for 31 days of Cutfiles with MK and Janet, as well as Scraplift Crafternoon, which is a Sunday hop that is every Sunday. And as you can tell, it is not Sunday, and I am late because we decided to get a puppy and I don't sleep anymore, and I didn't have time to do my editing of my videos. So I'm lagging behind, but I wanted to still post this video because I made the layout and I used Brandy's sketch that you saw at the top of the video, and I just loved all the layers that she had. And so I pulled in my Echo Park Born to Travel ephemera. It was the frames, the tags, the titles, the chipboard, and the stickers. And I thought that my Echo Park Telling Our Story paper went really well with those. And I did pull in the back paper that you'll see that kind of looks like wood, white wood planks, is from the Coffee and Friends collection of Echo Park. But I wanted to pull in all these different patterns because of Brandy's layout that we are scrap lifting today. And so I thought that was perfect. And I also pulled in some clear stickers that they're like black and white kind of rain themed stickers. And I had these Recollections raindrops that you saw, but I actually don't use those at all. And then, of course, the Day 10 cup file. And so I started getting to work on getting all of my layers situated. I knew that I wanted the white wood plank paper to be my kind of main background paper. And then I pulled in this darker blue-green paper, and it's going to be what I matte the photo in. And so I got that all situated. And then in her layout, she had a circle. And so I used my Cricut and I cut out a circle for the center. And it's an 8-inch circle. And I used my Cricut because I didn't want to distress the edges. And so I wanted it to have a really fine cut. And then as I was going through my stash, I found this cloud paper, and it was actually from a planner that I had. And so you saw me cut off the little tab and the edges. And I was so excited about this cloud paper, and I got it all laid down, and in the end, you can barely see it. So you have to enjoy the cloud paper now before I start adding all of the things on it. But I was working on getting all of the strips cut that go behind the circle, and the cup file, which you'll see in a minute, is clouds, and it has the kind of lightning bolt. And so I thought of storms and rain, and I am scrapbooking this picture of my husband and I when we were in New York. It was raining, and we had these bus tours, and we like to sit on the top to sightsee, and it's open, and so it's pouring down rain, and you can tell in the picture that my hair is drenched. He has a little beanie on, but it didn't matter. We were tourists and we were having fun, and we actually were sitting towards the front, so it they have like a windshield in the front, so it was kind of blocked a little bit. But yeah, so I thought this cup file was perfect for the photo that you'll see. Well, it's down there on the left, and I thought it was perfect with all these layers from Brandy's sketch inspiration. And so I got the cloud paper, and I got the little hearts, which is the green one, and then the blue is just like some little diamonds. And this blue pad that goes across horizontally, I will trim it down a bit, but I like that, and I'm going to put the cut file kind of up in the corner. So that was the overall kind of idea of me getting my layers figured out. And then in the layout that she did, it looked like she had some mixed media in the background. So now that I'm getting all of these layers, kind of the idea where I want to put them, I was going to start working on my my background. And so I used my Cricut and I cut out a bunch of raindrops to kind of make a stencil so that I could use that to make the mixed media. And here it is. And then you will see I will use the Distress Oxide in Broken China, and I will use that as my background color. And I probably should have made my raindrops a little bit smaller. They're pretty big. They're bigger than my cloud cut file. But I do like how this turned out, and it just kind of gave some interest to the background. And I had thought about doing, making them fall all the way on the back, but because after I was doing it, I thought that they were really large, and I decided they should only stay at the top of the layout. If I had made them smaller, I probably would have put them all over the background. Knowing me, this is me showing restraint, is just putting the mixed media at the top. But I will see, there's that beautiful cloud paper that you're not going to see in the end. But I really like how that looks, and it just adds something to the background, which is why I used this white paper, is because I knew I was going to do the mixed media and I wanted it to be in the background. Side note, if you hear all that rustling, that would be that little puppy that we got that takes all my time. And so now she's just over here chewing on her toy, and I don't get any sleep anymore. But back to the layout, I wanted to add some of that darker green from the paper that I matted the layout with, just to add it back. And so it's just going to be a strip across. And then I took those clear stickers, they're little umbrellas, and I just put them across the top and bottom of this piece of paper. I just thought that would be a cute way to use them, and it adds something to that piece of paper as well. This one, I really like this layout, and I really like all of, like I keep saying, the patterns together. I enjoy putting a bunch of different patterns on the same layout, and so her layout was gorgeous, and I loved that about it. And so I definitely knew that I had to do the same for mine. And then I pulled in the Distress Oxide spray in Salty Ocean, and I did splatters in the background, again just to mimic the idea that it's raining and stormy. And so make sure that you guys go to the description box. There's so much goodies down there. There's the 31 Days of Cutfiles has a Facebook page and a playlist, so make sure that you click on those and you can see all of the wonderful things people do with these cut files. If you'd like to purchase the cut files or anything else that's amazing in MK's shop, her link is in the description box below, and as well as the links to their YouTube channels, MK and Janet, so you can give them some likes and loves. Here's that cut file, and I backed the clouds with a glitter paper, and then the little lightning bolt is yellow. And in the end, I took the center part of the moon and I used my Nuvo drops, and I just filled it in so the moon will become puffy. But the cut file is just a lot of fun. And filling the cut file, you can see that part of the cloud wasn't covered at the bottom with the cut file, and so I will just use my ephemera to cover up that part. But also in the description box below, there is the information for Scraplift Crafternoon. We have Miss Brandy, and she has an Instagram, so you can make sure you go over to her Instagram and give her some love. And as well as all of my ladies that play along, they were on time, and so their videos were on Sunday, and you can see what they did with Brandy's amazing layout, and so that's all down below as well. And so here's where I'm just pulling in and making my clusters. Like I said, I needed to cover the bottom of those clouds that I had backed, but the cut file didn't really go all the way over. So I just used these ephemeras that says "We Were Here" and "Vacay Vibes" just to add a cluster there and kind of cover up that. And then I'll create a cluster at the bottom left of the photo, and it had one of those double-decker buses and it says sightseeing tours, and so I was like, oh well, I have to use that piece of ephemera on this page because that's exactly what we're on. And then the little sign says always be a tourist. And I will arrange that, and I put from the sticker sheet, I just pulled in the little flower, and I just liked that. I thought it added a fun thing to the cluster. And you can see over there on the right, I pulled in the word wonder. And I liked the arrows on the photo between the cut file and the cluster, so they're going either which way. And then I pulled in these Nuvo drops in this blue color. I can't find the color on the bottle. It just says vintage drops, so I think it's just a blue. And I put them on either side of this cluster, at the top and the bottom, and I really loved them. And then I pulled in my Wink of Stella here, and I'm just outlining the cut file, so the cut file has some shimmer to it. And I forget that my Nuvo drops are wet on the next to the flower there. So currently right there, I smushed my Nuvo drops, and they're no longer drops, and it just becomes a smudge above my cluster. And so I had to pull in this sticker here that says go see do, just to cover up my little Nuvo dot smudge that I did. And then I pull in this little arrow sticker just as a fun element over there. But that's the layout, guys. Thanks again to everyone that's liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, I'd love to have you. Go ahead and hit those buttons below. And you can hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I have new videos. And again, check out all of the fun stuff in the description box below. And I hope everyone has a great day. Bye!